lingering shadow of Princess Diana within the royal family. Princess Diana remains one of the most powerful figures in modern royal history, not merely as a former Princess of Wales, but as a rupture in the monarchy's carefully maintained emotional distance. Her presence permanently altered how the royal family understands visibility, vulnerability, and public affection. Long after her death, Diana's shadow continues to shape institutional behavior. Within the monarchy, Diana is remembered with complexity. To the public, she is compassion, glamour, and tragedy. To the institution, she is also a cautionary tale, proof that unchecked emotional openness, combined with media intimacy, can destabilize the crown. Her life exposed the cost of placing a highly emotional, media-beloved individual inside a system built on restraint. By the time Kate Middleton entered Prince William's life, Diana's legacy was no longer personal memory. It was institutional trauma. The royal family had learned that charisma can overshadow duty, and that public sympathy can become a competing authority. Diana's global popularity once rivaled, even eclipsed, the monarchy itself. Kate did not replace Diana. She entered a space haunted by her. Every future Princess of Wales would inevitably be compared to Diana, not just in style or beauty, but in emotional narrative. The monarchy's priority became clear: never allow another royal woman to become emotionally uncontainable. Thus, Diana's shadow was not something Kate could escape. It was something she had to study, understand, and carefully avoid repeating. Media trauma after Diana. Princess Diana's death fundamentally changed the royal family's relationship with the media. What was once an uneasy partnership became a source of deep institutional fear. The press was no longer just intrusive, it was dangerous. Diana's relentless pursuit by paparazzi, culminating in tragedy, became the monarchy's defining media trauma. In the years that followed, the palace adopted a hardened philosophy. Media closeness must be limited at all costs. Emotional storytelling, once tolerated, was now seen as a liability. Personal narratives could spiral beyond control, feeding public obsession and press escalation. Prince William, shaped by his mother's experience, internalized this fear deeply. Protecting his future wife from becoming another media fixation became both a personal and institutional priority. Kate entered a system hyper-aware of how quickly admiration can turn predatory. Unlike Diana, who engaged the press emotionally, sometimes strategically, sometimes vulnerably, Kate was encouraged to maintain distance. Interviews were rare, disclosures minimal, and boundaries rigid. The goal was not popularity, but containment. This trauma-driven approach explains much of Kate's restraint. Her silence is not indifference. It is damage control shaped by history. The monarchy learned that once emotional access is granted, it cannot be reclaimed. Kate's role was to ensure that lesson was never forgotten. Similarities and differences between Diana and Kate. Comparisons between Diana and Kate are inevitable. Both married heirs to the throne, both became princesses of Wales, and both were embraced by the public. Yet beneath these parallels lie fundamental differences in temperament, timing, and strategy. Diana entered the monarchy young, emotionally unprepared, and largely unsupported. She was expressive, impulsive, and sought connection with the public as a source of validation. Her vulnerability made her beloved, but also exposed. She reacted to pressure publicly, allowing her inner turmoil to become a shared spectacle. Kate's path was deliberately different. Older, emotionally grounded, and gradually integrated, she entered the institution with full awareness of its costs. Where Diana expressed, Kate contained. Where Diana reacted, Kate observed. Similar warmth, radically different execution. The key difference lies in boundaries. Diana blurred the line between private pain and public narrative. Kate reinforced it. This does not mean Kate feels less. It means she reveals less. Diana became a figure larger than the institution. Kate became inseparable from it. One challenged the monarchy through emotional visibility. The other protects it through emotional discipline. How Kate avoided repeating the old tragedy. Avoiding Diana's fate required sacrifice. Kate paid the price through silence, emotional regulation, and the surrender of public intimacy. She learned that survival within the monarchy demands invisibility of pain. Kate avoids biographical storytelling. She does not frame herself as a victim, even under intense scrutiny. She does not use the media to clarify misunderstandings or express hurt. This refusal denies the press narrative fuel and prevents emotional escalation. She also avoids moral confrontation. Where Diana challenged the system emotionally, Kate aligns with it structurally. This alignment protects her position but limits self-expression. The cost is real. Kate's inner life remains largely inaccessible, not just to the public, but sometimes symbolically erased. Yet this containment is precisely what prevents history from repeating itself. Kate's success is measured not by drama avoided, but by drama never created. She did not become another Diana because she understood the price of becoming one, and chose endurance over exposure. In the monarchy, that choice is survival. Emotional and image control as a survival mechanism. For Princess Catherine, emotional control is not a personality trait. It is a survival mechanism shaped by institutional memory. After Diana, the royal family became acutely aware that uncontrolled emotion can destabilize not only an individual, but the entire symbolic structure of the monarchy. Kate's composure is therefore both personal discipline and institutional requirement. Unlike Diana, whose emotional openness invited public empathy and media intimacy, Kate has consistently limited access to her inner life. Her facial expressions, gestures, and tone are carefully moderated. Even during moments of crisis, public criticism, family illness, or intense speculation, she rarely deviates from calm neutrality. This restraint prevents emotional narratives from forming around her. Image control follows the same logic. Kate avoids dramatic reinvention. Her public persona is deliberately consistent, almost repetitive. Consistency discourages fixation. It signals reliability rather than mystery. Where unpredictability fuels media obsession, predictability exhausts it. This level of control carries a cost. Emotional suppression requires constant vigilance. The public rarely sees spontaneity, vulnerability, or anger. Yet within royal logic, this invisibility is protective. Kate has learned that being emotionally legible invites intrusion. By mastering emotional opacity, she ensures that her image never competes with the institution. The monarchy does not want emotional heroines, it wants stability. Kate's discipline fulfills that demand, even if it means sacrificing public intimacy. Prince William's role in shaping a different outcome. Prince William's role in preventing history from repeating itself is central. Having lived through Diana's media persecution and death, William carries an inherited trauma that profoundly shaped his approach to royal life and marriage. Protecting Catherine became both a personal mission and an institutional correction. William was determined not to replicate his parents' dynamic. He delayed marriage intentionally, ensuring Kate entered royal life older, prepared, and resilient. This delay allowed her to understand scrutiny before it became permanent. Unlike Diana, who entered the monarchy with limited agency, Kate arrived with experience and awareness. William also acts as a buffer. He shields Kate from unnecessary exposure, supports her preference for silence, and aligns with her restrained media approach. Their partnership is marked by internal solidarity rather than public display. Disagreements, if they exist, remain invisible. Crucially, William rejects emotional spectacle. He does not use interviews to process pain or frustration. This shared philosophy reinforces their stability. Together, they present a unified front, one that denies the media access to private strain. William's influence ensures that Catherine is never isolated the way Diana was. Institutional learning is embodied through him. His partnership with Kate is not romantic theater. It is damage prevention shaped by loss. A cautious media strategy. The media strategy surrounding Princess Catherine is defined by restraint, predictability, and distance. Unlike Diana's era, where emotional storytelling dominated coverage, Kate's media presence is minimal and controlled. Interviews are rare, personal disclosures limited, and public statements carefully framed. This caution is intentional. The monarchy learned that intimacy breeds entitlement. Once the public feels emotionally connected, it demands access. Kate's strategy denies that entitlement. She is visible, but not available. Official photographs, brief statements, and structured engagements replace spontaneous interaction. When speculation arises, silence is preferred over clarification. This frustrates tabloids but preserves authority. The monarchy understands that correcting narratives often prolongs them. Kate's media strategy also avoids personalization. Causes are emphasized over feelings, actions over explanations. This keeps focus on duty rather than identity. The press is given material, but not leverage. The result is a controlled relationship with visibility. Kate is admired without being consumed. This careful balance prevents the escalation that once surrounded Diana. The price of this strategy is emotional distance from the public. But that distance is precisely what keeps history from repeating itself. The price of safety. Safety within the monarchy is never free. For Princess Catherine, choosing stability over exposure meant accepting a life carefully narrowed. Emotional safety required emotional restraint. Institutional protection demanded personal erasure. The absence of scandal, drama, or visible suffering came at the cost of public intimacy. Kate's safety is built on predictability. Her routines, expressions, and appearances are deliberately repetitive. While this shields her from media obsession, it also limits how fully she can be known. The public rarely sees moments of spontaneity or contradiction, elements that make individuals relatable. Instead, she offers consistency, which reassures but distances. This safety also involves surrendering narrative control. Kate does not tell her own story, the institution does. Silence protects her from missteps, but it also prevents self-definition. In choosing safety, she relinquishes the right to explain herself. The cost is subtle but cumulative. Emotional labor without release can be isolating. Safety demands vigilance, constant self-regulation, and acceptance that misunderstanding may persist indefinitely. Yet within royal logic, this trade-off is rational. The crown values continuity over catharsis. Kate's safety is therefore conditional. It is maintained through discipline rather than comfort. The price she pays is invisibility of pain, but the reward is longevity. In a system that punishes vulnerability, safety becomes the ultimate currency. What the public expects. Public expectations of Princess Catherine are shaped by contradiction. On one hand, she is expected to embody warmth, compassion, and modern femininity. On the other, she must maintain distance, neutrality, and emotional restraint. The public wants relatability, but only within acceptable limits. Many project Diana's legacy onto Kate, hoping for the same emotional accessibility. Yet when Kate remains reserved, she is sometimes criticized as cold or scripted. This reveals an unresolved tension. The public desires emotional connection without acknowledging the cost it once demanded. Others expect Kate to represent stability, a counterbalance to uncertainty within the monarchy. For this group, her restraint is reassuring. She symbolizes order, endurance, and quiet competence. These expectations are mutually incompatible. Kate cannot be both emotionally transparent and institutionally contained. Every choice satisfies one audience while disappointing another. Her role, therefore, is less about fulfilling desire than managing it. She offers just enough warmth to humanize the crown, but never enough to risk destabilization. This calibrated presence reflects not indifference, but constraint. The public's expectations reveal a longing for connection tempered by fear of consequence. Kate stands at that intersection, bearing the weight of what people want and what the monarchy allows. Lessons Kate learned from the past. Kate's approach to royal life suggests careful study of history, particularly Diana's experience. The lesson was not to suppress emotion entirely, but to control its visibility. Vulnerability, once public, cannot be reclaimed. She learned that the monarchy does not protect those who expose internal strain. Instead, it rewards those who absorb pressure quietly. This understanding shaped her behavior long before she became Princess of Wales. Kate also learned the power of time. Reaction fades, consistency endures. By remaining steady, she allowed narratives to collapse under their own repetition. Perhaps most importantly, she learned that survival requires alignment. Reform through confrontation invites resistance. Adaptation invites acceptance. Kate chose the latter. Her success is not accidental. It is historical awareness translated into discipline. She did not erase herself entirely, but she limited what could be taken from her. In learning from the past, Kate chose endurance over expression. Within the monarchy, that choice defines survival.